Hi, kindergartners. We're starting a new text set today, and it is called Having Fun with Language. So, the books in this text set have some really fun words, and the author chooses some really fun ways to tell the stories. So, as we read through each day, we'll notice some different fun language that the author uses. This book is called Creak, said the bed, and it's by Phyllis Root and illustrated by Reagan Dunnick. So you look really closely at the front cover. Think about why this book is called Creak, said the bed. You see anything? Any clues? Wondering why the bed's creaking? Maybe taking some guesses about why the bed's creaking. So here's the title page. Creak, said the bed is by Phyllis Root, illustrated by Reagan Dunnick. One dark night, in the middle of the night, Mama and Papa were snoozing in bed. Take a look at Mama. What do you notice? She's snoozing in bed, but she's got one eye open. Squeak, said the door. I think about why that door might be squeaking. I know my doors squeak sometimes when they're opening and closing. Aha. And Evie said, I'm scared in my room. Can I come in with you? Papa said, snore. And Mama said, sure, there's plenty of room for Evie in the bed. So Evie bounced in. Creak, said the bed. That same night, that dark, cold night, Mama and Papa and Evie were snoozing in bed. Squeak went the door. And Ivy said, take a look at Ivy before we read the speech bubble, the words that she said. What do you notice? When I look at the picture, I notice she has her arms crossed in front of her, and I see that the illustrator made some marks around her to show us that she's shivering. So I'm guessing that she's either scared or cold, because those are the two times that I think of when people are shivering. The speech bubble says, I'm freezing in my bed. Can I come in with you? Papa said, snark. So Papa's still sleeping. I am guessing that snark might sound something like, and Mama said, sure, there's plenty of room for Ivy in the bed. So Ivy plopped in. You read this part with me. Creak, said the bed. Let's look at that picture. Do you notice anything different on the bed on this page? If you look really closely, you might see that there's a little something changing. That same night, that dark, cold, windy night, Mama and Papa and Evie and Ivy were snoozing in bed. Squeak went the door, and Mo said, it's spooky in my room. Can I come in with you? Papa said, snurkle. What do you think snurkle might sound like? Remember, he's still sleeping, so he's making some sleeping noises. Snurkle. Maybe a little like. And Mama said, sure, there's plenty of room for Mo in the bed. So Mo squeezed in. Creak, said the bed. You notice anything on the footboard of the bed? Thanks. That same night, that dark, cold, windy, rainy night. Did you guys notice that Phyllis adds one word each time when she's describing the night? I like that. The first page just said dark night. Then the second page said dark, cold night. The third page said dark, cold, windy night. And this one added the word rainy. Dark, cold, windy, rainy night. Mama and Papa and Evie and Ivy and Mo were all snoozing in bed. Boom went the thunder. Look at that storm. You see anybody new on this page? Did you notice this guy? He does not look like he's enjoying that thunderstorm. Looks a little scared, doesn't he? Oh, listen to this language. Clickety, clackety, click, clack. You guys know what might make that clickety, clackety sound? I'm familiar with that clickety, clackety sound because I have hard floors in my house and a dog, and his little toenails sound like that. So I think I know who's coming. Squeak went the door. Woof, said Fred. Aw, Fred. That's Fred's way of saying, can I come in the bed? Up Papa popped. Papa cried, stop! There's no more room for Fred in the bed. I'm going to read that again because it was really fun to read. Up Papa popped. Papa cried, stop! There's no more room for Fred in the bed. I like how Phyllis used all of those pops. Papa popped and Papa cried, stop, which rhymes. But Fred leaped in. What do you think's going to happen when Fred leaps in? Before I show you the picture, think about it. Oh, you probably guessed it. Crack went the bed. This kind of reminds me of the story, The Mitten, that we read. Remember the mitten and all those animals went inside Nikki's white mitten? And then finally at the end, pop, the mitten couldn't take it anymore and exploded. Snoof, said Fred. Mama and Evie and Ivy and Mo said snore. Papa scratched his head and Papa said, guess there's plenty of room for us all in the bed. One dark night in the middle of the night, in the middle of the bed, in the middle of the floor, Papa said good night. Creak, said the... It's not bed this time. Creak, said the floor. Uh-oh. You thinking what I'm thinking? About what might happen next? Think about that for a little bit. What do you think might happen next? It's not looking good. Okay, well, thank you for joining me for this fun story, and I'll see you next time.